Hey guys, what's up? This is Chetan for Gizmo Times and you're watching the quick unboxing and hands-on with a full overview of the iQOO's latest smartphone, iQOO Z5. The Z3 was quite a good one for the price, and obviously it came with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 768G chipset, and iQOO is still sticking to the same Qualcomm based chipsets, and that's a good thing for the users. But this time you're seeing a 6nm chipset, that's Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G. But is that it? What else is the iQOO Z5 offering here? Let's talk about that in this video, and if we find out any compromises or such, we'll be letting you know in the video itself. So this is the box packaging of the iQOO Z5. It's a standard box that you would see in most of the smartphones from iQOO. It's the same kind of a package layout, and the yellow plus black combination over here. You get a transparent rubber cover, and that's the transparent rubber cover with the cutouts for the camera and for the different ports. Then you have the quick start guide and also the information manual for the warranty. And apart from that, next is the smartphone, which actually I've already removed and unboxed. So this is the smartphone, and it actually is looking quite beautiful. There are two color options here. You have a Arctic Dawn and also Mystic Space. The Mystic Space is the dark one, and this is the lighter color one. And this one actually looks quite good with the camera module as well, which comes with quite a big bump, but there's some good camera combination given over here with the 64 megapixel Samsung GW3 sensor, and then you have an 8 megapixel 120-degree wide angle lens and the 2 megapixel macro camera over here. So that's the camera combination. And for gamers, there are a few things that which I would be letting you know in the towards the end of the video, but there are some specific features for gamers itself. Now, apart from the smartphone, what else do you see in the box package? There's a 44 watt flash charge 44 watt adapter, which comes with the Vivo branding, and the charging standards include 11V4A for the max one, and again you have 9V2A, 5V2A for the slower charging as well. Then you have a USB Type-C cable, and along with that you have the SIM card ejector tool. So anyway, unboxing is not that important, just to let you know what comes in the box package. Now let's get back to the device. Let's talk about what the device has to offer in terms of the different aspects, that's physical and also the other aspects. Now, to begin with, this comes with a 6.67 inch Full HD Plus display with the 120 Hz refresh rate. It's a pretty good refresh rate that we have been seeing in some of the recent devices, even under 20,000 rupees. So obviously you'll have to expect that from a brand like iQOO, offering a 120 Hz refresh rate, 240 Hz touch sampling rate. Then you have the HDR10 certification as well, and internally it's Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G with a 2.4 GHz max clock speed for the top core, and the other combination as well, the other internal specs as well are good, which include the UFS 3.1 storage and the LPDDR5 RAM. And the combinations that are given here are something that you might actually get impressed with. I mean, if we compare this with some of the other smartphones, including the Realme X7 Max and then the other smartphones, including the Poco X3 Pro and the Poco X3 GT, this does not have a 6GB RAM variant. It directly has an 8GB one and a 12GB one, 8 plus 128 and 12 plus 256. Now for the prices, 23,990 for the 8 plus 128, 26,990 for the 12 plus 256, and they come with the bank offers for the initial sale. I guess I don't know after that whether the sale would continue with those offers. You have around 1,500 rupees discount with the HDFC bank cards, both debit and credit cards. And with the camera combination, as I said, it's a 64 plus 8 plus 2 combination on the back. There's a 16 megapixel f2.45 camera on the front for the selfies and video calls. You have a dual stereo speaker setup here. Now let's talk about the gaming aspect. As I said, that's one of those major aspects of the smartphone, and gaming is offered in a few, with a few specific features that includes the vapor chamber cooling, and that vapor chamber cooling is going to keep the phone chilled when you're playing some heavy graphic intensive games, and that's when the CPU and GPU would heat up. And we'll have to test it out anyway, and the gaming test would go on our gaming channel, that's Gaming Josh, and you can check out the gaming channel, gaming review over there. Here, apart from that, you have a dual stereo speaker, you have a headphone jack. That's something we have been seeing absent from most of the higher end devices now, and that trend has picked up even in smartphones that are around 20 to 30,000 rupees, including the OnePlus Nord 2, the Poco X3 GT, and some other smartphones, including the iQOO 7. But at least this smartphone has the headphone jack, and that's a good thing here. So you can actually capture the audio. If you are a gamer and a streamer, you can capture the audio without any issue. There's a dual microphone combination over here. So towards the bottom you have the microphone, the USB Type-C port, the SIM access area, and also the speaker grill. Over the top you have the earpiece area, then the headphone jack and the secondary microphone. On the right you have the power and volume rocker buttons, and the power button is going to act as a fingerprint sensor over here. On the left there's nothing, and as I said, the back is not going to take any fingerprints on sponges because it is a soft matte kind of a finish which is going to keep everything away. The fingerprints, the smudges, the oil marks, there's nothing going to be there, and that is going to keep the device very good with the looks. But in case you are still worried, there's a case given, there's a transparent rubber cover given in the box itself. And apart from that, the final thing about the battery, it comes with a 5000 mAh battery, and that is supported with a 44 watt fast charging. So 44 watt, as I said 11 before, and it's going to give you, it's going to charge the smartphone within an hour is what the expectation is, but it will anyway do the fast charging test of this one, and you could see that in a separate video very soon. And that's it guys. I would say with the camera, as I said, 64 megapixel primary camera is anyway going to, be good enough because of the ISP given with the chipset, but we'll do a separate test of it. I won't anyway give you a blind judgment. We'll have to test it out. There's a 64 megapixel dedicated mode for the higher resolution captures. For videos, there's a stabilization option, but remember there's no OIS. It's just the EIS being supported over here. Now for the resolution and the captures, 1080 at 60 FPS is possible, and 4K videos is possible at 30 FPS. So you don't have 4K at 60 FPS, it's 1080 at 60, which is not bad, but still anyway it's not one of those best advantages of the smartphone. 1080 at 60 is what you can expect to do a good job if you want that higher frame rate for the videos. Now for the pre-installed applications, there's a whole load of apps over here, but we can delete some of them. Amazon is pre-installed, Byju's app is pre-installed, Daily Hunt, Cred is pre-installed as well. You have iQOO applications, which is iQOO.com, iQOO Cloud, iManager, and some other junk or bloatware is also present over here. But apps like Snapchat, these can be easily deleted, so that's not going to be a huge headache. But for the version that I got, we took a screenshot of the initial boot up, and I'll show you how much is the RAM and storage that is available to the user. So after the initial boot up, the 256 GB variant had around 27 GB used by the UI, and everything else is available to the user. And for the RAM, out of 12 GB, you have around 3.81 GB used. So around 8 GB is what is going to be available to the user initially. But this comes with that RAM expansion, or what they call as the extended RAM 2.0, which is going to give that extra RAM used from the storage. So you have 12 plus 4 GB in total. How well does that reflect practically? How well does that help? We haven't really got to actually see that even in smartphones from Realme, which has the same feature on some of its smartphone. But obviously getting more in the number is going to some way help in the future, I guess. But for now we haven't been able to test out that extra RAM over there. So we'll see if we are able to take advantage of that extra RAM that is given here with that extended RAM 2.0. But overall I would say this is not a bad smartphone, given that it comes with a pretty decent chipset. Obviously we always talk about 700 series versus 800 series and say that 800 series is always better in terms of not just the architecture or also the clock speeds, but also with the overall performance of not just the core usage, but also with the cameras and everything. But 778G has been an exception with the Realme GT Master Edition as well, where it has performed well, where the cameras have done well. So we expect the same performance to be offered here on the iQOO Z5 as well. So we'll do that in the final review, but for now that's it. This was a quick unboxing and hands-on with the iQOO Z5, a pretty exciting option. But obviously this is going to be competing with smartphones like even the Poco X3 Pro, which is priced much lesser but has a Snapdragon 860 chipset. But obviously there are differences with the camera combination that is offered over here, the fast charging that is offered over here. So there are those differences which you should keep in mind, not just the chipset, but we'll anyway do some comparisons as well to let you know which is a better deal for the price. So that's it guys. I hope you like this video. If you do, share and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.